Georgia Tech and Florida State. They are ready, and so is one of the great scenes of the game. Ready to charge onto Bobby Bowden Field at Phil Campbell Stadium. Chief Osceola, a top renegade. What do you say we play some ball, folks, as you're watching the ACC on ESPN? Steamy, hot day here in Tallahassee. We had the lightning delay, and now we have late summer with the return to campus, which also comes with the annual rising high hopes of the team in garnet and gold. As we say, good afternoon, everybody. Thrilled you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Greg McElroy. And before we go any further, let's give credit to these young men, both Georgia Tech and Florida State players who took on great sacrifice in dealing with COVID and dealing with the social issues of our day to get to this point. Greg, of course, college football seemingly resetting itself, and here in Tallahassee, a blue blood power program that definitely has hit the reset button.
It's a completely different Florida State football team. When you look at Mike Norvell, what he's accomplished in his career, both at Memphis and even as a coordinator at other places, the guy doesn't stop. Relentless accountability and an attention to detail that has been missing from Tallahassee in quite some time. He takes over a team that has a lot of talent, but has fallen far shy of expectations the last couple of years because of the aforementioned missteps. Very excited to see what the Seminoles will look like under Mike Norvell.
Do they have talent? They have star power with a consensus All-America in Marvin Wilson.
He could be playing tomorrow, Tess. He could have been a first-round pick a couple months ago. However, he opted that his time here in Tallahassee was not finished. He had so much more that he wanted to accomplish to become a more well-rounded player, to become a more dominant player. He is their unquestioned leader on defense, both on and off the field, and should blossom into what is one of the best defensive tackles, if not one of the best defensive players in all of America.
Florida State won the toss. They elected to defer. The Parker Grothaus will be kicking away. And here is Thomas on the return. Wanye tried to cut it to the left and then retreats, and look at the coverage unit. You think they're fired up to be back, driving him all the way back to the 10-yard line. That was a nice effort there by Renardo Green. Our sideline reporter today is Katie George. Good afternoon, Katie.
Good afternoon, Tess. Greg, there's no question COVID-19 has certainly made us all make some changes. Take Georgia Tech, for example. The team will usually travel on 3 to 4 buses from Atlanta to Tallahassee for today's game. Yesterday, they took 11 buses to ensure that players and coaches could properly social distance during the drive. And as masks are now required on sidelines, Geoff Collins personally designed them. He's all for them.
So after just a 4-yard kickoff return, Jeff Sims, the true freshman quarterback, gets it out to Malachi Carter. So they're going with the true freshman quarterback, Jeff Sims. Greg, what do you make of that decision?
Very talented young man. Talking to Geoff Collins, felt as though this was a free year of development. He'll come back next year in 2021 and still be a true freshman. So got to play the young guy early.
8-yard completion to get his college career going, and then he connects with Brown. So a quick first down for Georgia Tech.
And Jeff Sims, you're going to look at him, you're going to notice the stature. He's tall, he's big, 6'3". He's well developed for a young player at 210+ pounds. Very athletic, but a really natural passer of the football from within the pocket.
Jemias Griffin stays in. Play action quickly to the outside. Again, Devaney is the target, the 6'6" sophomore, the tight end from the Hun School in Medford, New Jersey.
I like this plan so far, Tess. Quick completions, mixing run pass, but more importantly, keeping the Florida State defense off balance. Misdirection, showing something to the right, hitting it back to the left. It's been a good start so far for the Yellow Jacket offense.
Sims, a young man from Jacksonville, Florida. He's going to keep it himself, and you see the quick feet. Jeff Sims with a good chunk play down inside the 35-yard line.
And a beautiful read on the play for the freshman. You get the jet sweep, you fake it, you see flow from those linebackers, those defenders trying to avoid handing it outside, trying to keep contained, and there goes Jeff Sims right up inside for a nice gain.
18-yard run by Sims, another first down. And this time he overthrows the intended target. That was Carter again. And that is the first incompletion for the true freshman quarterback. Year 2 for head coach Geoff Collins. Last year, a 3-win season. Of course, a couple years of success at Temple prior to that. He is all about upgrading the talent. Great recruiter, and he's already reshaping this roster well. Sims on 2nd and 10. Gets it to Mason, and Mason able to turn the corner. And Jordan Mason has Georgia Tech in prime position. Very fine-looking opening drive with a sharp Georgia Tech offense.
A beautiful job avoiding the defender that's right in his face. Just right over the top, easy flick, and yet another great play call from Dave Pantano, the offensive coordinator. Getting his young quarterback out, getting him an easy completion.
See, here's Mason, and Mason is taken down after a gain of about just 2.5. That was Josh Griffiths with the tackle for the Noles. So they were marching down the field. They get the penalty that brings them back out of the red zone. But still, you start a true freshman quarterback, and you see a well-managed drive, and now trying to get out of a hole with a 2nd and 13. Sprint right for Sims. Looking downfield, and it is intercepted. That is Asante Samuel Jr. And he's got a blocker in front, but he's dragged down that time by Jack DeFore, the senior lineman. But mistake number 1 for the freshman quarterback Sims. Asante Samuel with the interception.
And this is just a quarterback staring right at his target and taking the defender there as well. You're going to see him work a little wheel route. And you see Asante Samuel, he stays true to his zone. He stays to the outside. He watches the quarterback's eyes the entire way and drifts right into the pass. This is just something you learn as a young player. You have to negotiate defenders with your eyes, or else you'll see one of the best corners in all of college football make a play on it.
And now James Blackman and that Noles offense out there. We'll start things with LaDamian Webb. It was a 38-yard return on that interception by Asante Samuel Jr.
Gain of 3, 2nd down.
2nd and 7. And Blackman gets it quickly to Cameron McDonald, the junior tight end.
Pass complete to Cameron McDonald.
And there's weather coming into the area again. Remember, just before 3 p.m. this afternoon, we were scheduled for a 3:30 kickoff. There was a lightning strike that delayed us. 3rd down and 3. Quick pitch, Corbin. And Corbin was met right away and then worked his way to that line to make.
Excellent second effort there from Jayshawn Corbin. Just a quick pitch, try to jump into leverage. And Georgia Tech was prepared for it. He rolled out of initial contact, fell forward, and converts for a big 1st down.
Folks, we want to let you know, because of lightning in the area, we are down to 2 cameras right now. 1st down and 10. Safety precautions being taken. Jet sweep here. This is Webb picking up a block to the outside, and he makes it down to the 33-yard line with Damian Webb. So we have the sky camera look that you become accustomed to, and then what we in the biz would call the high end zone. So 2 cameras working right now here in Tallahassee is for the safety of our camera people. We had to release them from other positions. 2nd down and 1. Blackman with time. Downfield and gets it complete. And once again, that is Cameron McDonald, his big target tight end. And it is 1st and goal, Noles.
I love the play. 2nd and short. Big play over the top. And look at how Blackman, eyes start to the right, work a defender away, and he throws almost like a back shoulder. And great adjustment by McDonald on the big catch.
27 yards there. Jet motion here, trying to get the edge and tiptoeing his way inside the 5-yard line that time was Webb.
This Memphis offense that we saw for so many years now starting to obviously take shape in the garnet and gold. They're so good at making it easy on the quarterback and getting defenses to run sideline to sideline. You have to cover every square inch of this Mike Norvell offense.
Second and goal. Blackman sprint right to the end zone. First touchdown of the year, Florida State, and it's in the hands of Keyshawn Helton. So Blackman with the touchdown pass. As the Knowles special teams, they'll run out of that muddle pot look and get back into the traditional extra point formation with Parker Grotehouse, the new kicker. So what does it look like to press the reset button down here in Tallahassee? Pretty good on that first drive. Thank you very much, Mr. Helton. And right after that Helton touchdown, the pass from Blackman and the 7-zip Florida State lead, they just made the announcement to this crowd of 19,500 allowed here into Doak Campbell Stadium that play is now being suspended with the threat of severe weather in the area. For more on that, here's Katie.
Guys, I spoke with an official who said his crew got word that we had lightning strike in the area within 8 miles. That's the radius. If it happens within 8 miles of the stadium, there is an automatic 30-minute rain or lightning delay. If we are to have more lightning from every strike, the clock resets at 30 minutes. So the hope is it was just a one-and-done situation, and we'll have the guys back out here shortly. Tess.
Junior meteorology degree earned today by Katie George. And remember, kicking off because they shut it down and suspended play subsequent to the extra point by Parker Grotehouse. So here he is kicking off 7-0 Knowles. Thomas again on the return. He retreated the last time, and this time he is met and brought down right away. That was great coverage that time from Stephen Dix Jr. Let's check in with Katie.
Tess, Greg, I've got to say that the energy on this sideline over here with Georgia Tech, it hasn't dropped off. They came out, had a great warm-up. You saw a calm, cool, collected vibe from Jeff Sims. He completed a couple of passes, and that's why they decided to start him. They said that he is an even-keeled guy who does not let mistakes affect him. Let's see if he can come back and bounce back here.
Katie, descriptives we typically don't talk about with a true freshman quarterback.
Very mature and very gifted. A big part of the quarterback's development is how do you bounce back from mistakes.
Here's Sims going to pass right out of the break, and he gets it to Brown. Brown, the sophomore from Tampa, Florida. Pure speed guy, their fastest guy on the team.
Really explosive out of the slot. Their deep play threat, and that's what he was. That's almost exclusively what he was last year. But as he continues to polish and round out his game and do a more well-rounded wide receiver, he's got an all ACC potential written all over.
2nd and 4 after the 6-yard reception. Sims streaking down the middle and gets it complete that time to Jalen Camp. And what a big physical presence Camp is.
Oh, they're so excited about him. He was lost for the year after only 4 games. But you see the catch radius. That ball's off target. That ball's thrown way behind Camp. However, he's able to turn his body with ease without slowing major momentum and secure it for his young quarterback in a nice play.
23-yard reception for Camp. Sims again wants a shot downfield, underthrew it as he was looking Camp's way again. And the coverage came from Akeem Dent.
Oh my goodness, this is one as a quarterback that will haunt you forever. Camp was wide open. It was a blown coverage. Akeem Dent was short. He stayed in the flat thinking it was going to be a cover 2. He'd have safety help over the top. I think the receiver that time, Camp, was just too open. The quarterback guided it to him as opposed to throwing it.
Second and 15. And that may be a live ball for a moment there, but they say no, incomplete, as he tried to get it to Jordan Mason. A reminder that it's #1 Clemson against Wake Forest tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, right here on ABC and the ESPN app. Interesting to see how Trevor Lawrence starts this season.
Well, if he starts it like he played in the second half of last season, I mean, he's your favorite for the Heisman Trophy. I mean, given the fact that Justin Fields not participating at Ohio State, I think Trevor Lawrence, without question, is the favorite heading into the season. However, will he avoid the mistakes that plagued him early on in the 19 campaign?
3rd and 15. Sims trying to shake free, and he is met right near the line of scrimmage as Emmett Rice and the rest of the Noles defense surrounded Sims. So Tech 0 for 3 on 3rd downs in their first 2 drives as Sims trots off, and big Presley Harvin, the 255-pound senior punter from Sumter High School in South Carolina, comes on. Travis Jay back for the Noles as Harvin puts this inside the 5, where Jay makes a decision to bring it out. And he made the most of it as he's brought down near the 20-yard line. Freshman Toafili in the backfield with him. Blackman going to set up the screen. And working his way is Toafili, the true freshman from St. Petersburg, Florida. The coaches are very high on his upside. Wes Jackson with the tackle after a gain of 12.
I love the play call. Georgia Tech's all fired up, coming out of the rain delay. What are they going to do? They're going to try to rush the passer with tremendous intensity. How do you slow that down? Little screen at the backside. Really nice call there.
Pressure off the edge, picked up by Toafili. Blackman brings it down, and he's going to tuck and run and glide his way to settle in at the 39-yard line. We had a nice talk with Mike Norvell about where he expects James Blackman to take those steps forward. Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator, they say really it comes down to the mechanics. He's got that habit of not always finishing his throw.
He's so naturally gifted. His feet get a little wide. He gets a little deliberate with how he delivers the football and needs to learn how to finish to get all the velocity he can on every throw.
2nd and 3. Blackman sets up the screen to Corbin. And Corbin will surge ahead for the first down.
And back to the fundamentals. The tough thing about this offseason for not just Blackman, but for so many quarterbacks, and young quarterbacks in particular, you didn't have as much time to focus on the fundamentals. You weren't able to get that hands-on coaching, and it's really, really tough to change your mechanics throughout the season. So you got to find that balance over the course of the fall.
Here's Corbin, and he has met that time at the 45-yard line. You know, certain realities when it comes to what Geoff Collins' team is dealing with defensively, and today they are without 3 starters. Antonius Clayton, the defensive end, Chemedza, the defensive tackle, and Trace Swilling, the starting cornerback.
Watch the all-out pressure here for Georgia Tech.
2nd and 8. Straight up the middle, launching it downfield. And it was intended for Terry, but it's incomplete, and it'll make for a 3rd down and 8.
This is a great check from Blackman. Look at the defense, all right? That's just a flat top across the board, which means pressure. All out, coverage 0. Blackman gets into the correct check. Pressure isn't great. The protection not great, but still a pretty good throw, taking a chance. I like the adjustment. That's Blackman's maturity there, being able to change it on the fly and get to the optimal play. Just got to make a little bit better throw, and you might have yourself a touchdown.
3rd and 8. A-gap pressure picked up. Blackman checks underneath the Corbin, and Corbin dances his way for a 1st down and more. Jay Sean Corbin, the transfer from Texas A&M.
Beautiful job by Blackman. We talk about pressure. How about this? This time he's got to find the hot route, which means there's no one blocking the end man on the line of scrimmage. So what does he have to do? He's got to beat it with the throw. He does that and leads to a big play. All part of the maturation. Very exciting here in Tallahassee.
17 yards there, and now Blackman. He's looking for a block from Corbin, who sets up a nice wall, allowing Blackman to dive ahead, and the Noles are on the move again.
So much has been made about Florida State's offensive line and their struggles. Well, the quarterback at times, Blackman especially, has held it a little too long. And I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Understanding the strength of your protection. Understanding at the same time the weakness of your protection. He's been decisive. He's gotten the ball out of his hands. And as a result, he has the Seminoles knocking on the door yet again.
Blackman to the sidelines and complete to Marion Terry. Was named All-ACC preseason first team with the reception.
I think he's about to have a big year. He always has a big year, right? I mean, Scary Terry, it's an appropriate nickname just given how scary he is for defenses. But now, given the emergence of some of the other stars at wide receiver, he might get more one-on-one looks there for Terry, which is a real problem if you're a defense trying to cover it.
3rd down and 8. Blackman. Gets it complete for a first down as he finds Warren Thompson. Now, we know all about Terry, but Warren Thompson could really be the X factor on this team.
The ball hit the ground as a result of an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down from the 19-yard line.
So on Trout's Parker Grotehouse, junior kicker from Indian Lake, Ohio, who has never attempted a field goal at the college level. Has made 6 PATs now in his career. And a kickoff specialist a year ago. ...37-yard attempt for Grotehouse. Flag is down as Grotehouse puts it through.
Illegal formation, defense. That penalty decline. Result of feel good is good.
And thus Grotehouse has his first college field goal, a 37-yarder. And Florida State has a 10-zip lead. So James Blackman is 7 of 9 for 76 yards. The touchdown led the team on a field goal drive there.
It's going to be important for Georgia Tech to answer here. Right now, Florida State, Blackman's seeing the field. They're mixing run pass. He's getting the ball out of his hands. Georgia Tech defense might be a little gassed too, because they just had to deal with a pretty long drive there from the Seminoles. So it's going to be important here now for Georgia Tech to get some rhythm going back into their game, both on the ground and through the air.
Dante Smith casually struts out after a yard deep in the end zone, but he is able to get out just past the 20-yard line. So Jeff Sims, who, as we told you, was committed to Florida State. And then there was the coaching change here in Tallahassee, so he decommitted. He was from Jacksonville, Florida, went to Sandalwood High. He made his way to early enroll for head coach Geoff Collins. And boy, they say with his height and his stature and his maturity, they think a very bright future ahead, as this is a very good run from Jordan Mason, who moved into the primary running back role in this more conforming pro-style system last year. Well, it's a whole new normal in college football. 19,000 plus fans here, and they like the score here at the end of one. 10-zip Noles. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Georgia Tech football played in a game in Atlanta as fans looked onward from the stands, spread out to a degree with masks on, navigating their way through the Spanish flu. Just over 100 years later, here we are looking quite the same, now working through the realities test of the coronavirus pandemic.
History lesson, Katie George. I love it. As this is complete to Sanders, Adonicus Sanders with the reception there from Jeff Sims. You know, Jeff Sims, you talk about true freshman quarterback, you say, well, an early enrollee, so he gets a jump start. Not during COVID. Right. Remember, spring was cut short. Guys were sent home, so not the case. So this is even more impressive that he's out there. Now he goes to the other side to Jalen Camp.
Pass complete.
And Jalen Camp will move the chains. Jalen Camp, who is such a great athlete at 6'2", 220 pounds. And now tempo from Dave Patnode, the play caller for Georgia Tech. Sims. That is intercepted. And once again, it's Asante Samuel Jr. Can you believe this? 2 times Jeff Sims brings Georgia Tech down the field in this first half, and 2 times Asante Samuel Jr. picks them off.
Another mesh concept. You're going to see it right here, but the eyes of Asante right in the backfield. He's waiting for it. Picks it off like stealing candy from a baby as Seminoles take over.
I got the fuse, you got the light. I got the all of y'all.
Is there anyone else? No. Asante Samuel Jr. making his dad proud, man. The interception early, reading the eyes of the true freshman quarterback, just drifting into the wheel route, picking it off, and then this one was stealing. Looking yet again in zone coverage right into the backfield where Jeff Sims takes him straight to the ball, hopping in front of that crossing route. Beautifully done by the excellent corner.
Start formation left as Webb goes in motion, and they'll pass out of it. A little bit of pressure, but Blackman with those legs able to free himself, and it should have been caught that time by Warren Thompson.
At some point, I want to see this Florida State offense start to put it on the ground a little bit. They've gotten James Blackman into a nice rhythm. The receivers have all gotten started, gotten some looks. At some point, they got to start establishing this run with Corbin and Webb.
Only have 44 rushing yards so far. They're going to swing it to Corbin. And that is an extension of the running game for this team as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
Terry also, for the most part, has been relatively quiet. Now, they're going to move him around, and here in a third down situation, you're going to see him here at the top of your screen as he tries to get set.
Well, this is the down and distance where you want Terry. He's only been targeted 3 times, 1 catch, 3rd and 16. We'll see who steps up in a spot like this. Blackman, plenty of time. Ran out of options and throws a pickoff. Quez Jackson, that was just served up for Quez, and he said, yeah, I'll take it, thanks. Flag is down at the 43-yard line. Those are the kind of errors that they're trying to have Blackman avoid. Be more consistent. Immediately a talk with Mike Norvell.
An interception. After the play, personal foul, lay hit on the passing team, number 55. 15-yard penalty, first down.
This is just a case of Blackman just trying to do too much. Look, sometimes the defense wins. It happens. Great protection. He steps up, doesn't like it. He moves outside the pocket, and there he is just trying to force it. On 3rd and super long, sometimes the best outcome is actually an incompletion. Right there, for as well as he's played throughout the first 25 minutes of this ball game, Blackman right there making a catastrophic mistake, just trying to do a little bit too much. Just throw that ball away, say uncle, punt it away. Your defense is playing well. Instead, he tries to force it, and it leads, makes a bad play worse. And here comes Georgia Tech knocking on the door just outside the 20-yard line.
Down to the field to Katie George we go.
Guys, prior to that interception, this offense on Georgia Tech's sideline was looking bleak, very down on themselves. Nobody was talking. It was almost quiet over here. And then the interception happens, and everybody is re-energized and on their feet.
Well, you got to do something with it, and instead, it's a sack.
That's one way.
Gainer and Woody.
That's one way to get a little energy. Watch this pressure all out. Hey, we're not going to get any from our offense. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the heat. Little all-out cover zero pressure as the safety gets home. Right there, quarterback Sims, freshman, got to understand when they're trying to manufacture some of that energy, sometimes it comes by way of the blitz. You got to find the football.
And that was Raymond Woody coming in hard there, as well as Gainer. Now that front is responding. Offense turns it over. Defense decides to become a wall. Steven Dix, again, the true freshman from Orlando. He was an early enrollee as well.
Another really difficult spot, too. And knowing that your kicker's struggling, I mean, do you think about potential four-down territory depending on how much you gain? Kicker's a freshman, had one blocked already, so maybe you screen him here. See if you can't gain half of the back, make it interesting.
3rd down and 15. Sims looking to escape the pocket. He does, but here comes the pursuit. And Sims is run out. And it'll be 4th down from there.
You gain 5 or 6 more, and it's 4th and 3, you might think about it. But here, 4th and 9, can't do it. You got to shore up that protection. Sure, your kicker, too, Tess. It wasn't his fault that last ball got blocked. It really wasn't. It was leakage on the left side of the field goal protection. So you got to shore that up. And hopefully your kicker will deliver your first points of the season.
So out comes Jude Kelly, true freshman. Blocked again. Same spot, same place. 2 blocked field goals for Florida State. Marvin Wilson is getting a surge, and J-Rob Janaris Robinson was getting up as well. And what a nightmare first half for the true freshman kicker Kelly. And still, that humbling goose egg on the scoreboard for the Yellow Jackets. Denied. Big Marvin Wilson says, "You're not getting that, my friend."
Florida State 5 wides, getting to their 2-minute operation.
Number 3 timeouts as that clock counts down to 51 seconds here. Blackman. And this time he does connect downfield, and it's to Warren Thompson. So the Noles are in business. Stop the clock to move the chains. 3 timeouts in the bag, and marching.
Excellent throw, 1 high coverage. You're able to throw that seam route right into one of the voids of the zone. Excellent throw and catch, and a great answer there from Thompson, who'd had a case of the dropsies a little bit earlier in the game.
39 seconds, trying to add to the lead here before halftime. Shovels it ahead, and Corbin secures it. Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from Kevin Agandi, Mark Sanchez, and Booger McFarland. They're in the studio for the State Farm halftime report. Bobbled the snap. Blackman then secures it. And an awkward pass as there was a lot of traffic around him, but it'll leave 25 seconds and a 3rd and 7 for the Noles.
Georgia Tech starting to ramp up the pressure in the front just a little bit. You're starting to see some games, some movement. And for the first time, really, in a couple plays in a row, we've seen defenders right in the lap of James Blackman. Hasn't given them enough time to locate a guy downfield. He's got man coverage here, though, down at the bottom. At some point, they have to look in the direction to get Terry back involved in this offensive plan after the big drop earlier.
He's in the front of that stack release. Blackman looks that way, takes a shot downfield, and just at the moment of the ball coming in was the impact with Carpenter. And both men are down at the end of that play. Terry and Tariq Carpenter. He took a big hit right when he was trying to secure that ball.
Yeah, I mean, going over the middle, Blackman throws it in really tight coverage as you see the safety. Carpenter at 242 pounds deliver the contact, and
you know, Tariq Carpenter, he's a senior. A lot of folks in the program think that he has some great upside for a pro career. And an arc is coming down. It was raining sideways here in Tallahassee, so we had an hour and 15-minute delay. 4th and 7. May as well throw it downfield, James Blackman, but instead he's going to be able to run it and leave 8 seconds on the clock and get that first down.
And they have a timeout in their back pocket. You spike it here. You spike it here. Then you try to center it. Oh, man. The clock wound it too quick. Didn't have enough time. They have to be a little bit faster with that operation. Try to center it for your kicker. Those are all things that you'll iron out over the course of the season. Understanding a clock situation, how quickly you have to operate.
Parker Grothaus out for the field goal attempt, who was a kickoff specialist and never attempted a field goal in college football before today, looking to secure his second of the day. 46-yard attempt. And it stayed off to the right.
In the first half, Florida State 10, Georgia Tech 0.
Whole lot of rain, whole lot of lightning, a little bit of Florida State offense, and that's how we arrive at 10-zip. 28th all-time meeting between these two schools. Georgia Tech's only won here one time. That was the last time they were down in Tallahassee in 2009. Coach Norvell gathers the Noles. And we will get you up to speed on the entire day of college football with Kevin, Mark, and Booger. Studio after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Florida State up 10-zip, missed a field goal just before halftime, had a touchdown pass to get the day going. Chick-fil-A first half stats. And the first half stats, Craig, a little skewed because throwing the interceptions. With Florida State's Asante Samuel Jr., who had 2 picks, but you see the total yards by Georgia Tech, but the inability to finish these drives.
Yeah, it's been third downs and turnovers. That's really all it comes down to, and that's the name of college football nowadays, Tess. We've seen Georgia Tech be able to move it between the 20s. We've also seen those rookie mistakes by their true freshman quarterback unveil themselves at the most inopportune times.
Knowles set to receive the second half kickoff here. Remember, they won the toss and deferred. James Blackman in that first half passed for 109 yards. The touchdown toss. And then threw a really ugly interception. Also ran for 33 yards.
The numbers are a little off, too, because he had a big play wiped out by Tremarion Terry, where he threw a beautiful corner route that would have been 60, 70-yard touchdown. We saw also a couple more drops from a couple of his wide receivers. So the stat line would indicate it wasn't a great first half. He was actually quite solid with some of his accuracy. And outside of the one pick, made pretty dang good decisions as well.
Remember, Terry took that big hit before halftime. This is Webb getting out to the 31. Katie, what are you hearing on the Georgia Tech side?
Well, guys, Geoff Collins is pleased. He said we're moving the ball really well. We've gotten into the red zone 3 times. We just haven't finished it. He wants to see Austin King get more height underneath his field goals. And, of course, he wants Jeff Sims to limit the turnovers, but he wants him to keep his poise. He feels like he's playing well, and if they keep battling, they're going to have confidence going into this game late.
I agree, Katie. That first drive deep into Florida State territory before the turnover, then a couple other drives that had the field goal blocked. As good job filling and fitting up that run by Oliver as Webb just got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be third down for the Noles. Blackman quickly gets it to the outside and into the hands of Terry for a first down.
A big conversion there from Florida State. Try to get that first drive of the second half going. Maybe the most important drive in all of college football. That first offensive possession of the second half. Who made the adjustments? If the offense can come out, get some points on that first drive, the likelihood of them winning increases dramatically.
7 yards there from Terry. Blackman goes to the other side. Coming back for it again is Tamarion Terry. Took that big shot to the midsection when Tariq Carpenter was closing on him in the second quarter. Comes back, a couple of catches to get him going in the right direction here in the second.
I love it, too, because he had that drive. drop, that big drop that he was kind of sulking, head was hanging, and was disappointed. And what do? They come to him, has a drop again over the middle after the big collision, and then here in the second half saying, hey, we got to get Terry going. Let's get him 2 completions early.
First down for the Noles, converting the 4th down. Downfield, incomplete. As he was trying to connect with Corbin, who had leaked out of the backfield and took a big hit that time.
Man, another big opportunity. You're going to see Blackman move to his right. And as he moves to his right, he's just late. Corbin's open right now. Look at him. He's right here in the corner. He is open. Ball's got to come out. Instead, Blackman takes 2 or 3 more strides towards the line of scrimmage. And as a result, it leads to a big hit by Avery Shoel.
Second and 20 after the penalty, and that could have been picked. That was Miles Sims breaking on the ball.
Breaks up 3rd down.
Just physical on the perimeter. You see the slightly undersized Helton on the outside, and you see that contact. You see where it looked as though Sims grabbed that shoulder pad. I think he could have very easily called pass interference right there. The official didn't see the contact, didn't see the grab, and as a result, it almost leads to an interception.
3rd and 20. 3-man rush, drop 8, Blackman pressured and taken down, and it was David Curry, the senior from Buford, Georgia. David's been such a productive, heart and soul kind of player for this Tech defense.
A 3-man rush, and it results in a sack. It's got to be frustrating. You just see these 3 guys taking off, and then Curry, number 6, right in the middle of your field. He's kind of in spy mode, and as soon as Blackman steps up in the pocket towards the line of scrimmage, Curry triggers and brings him down for a sack.
Mastromano looking to pin. Blancato lets it run in, and it goes into the end zone. Jet motion here with Brown. Great pursuit by the Noles. It started with Green. It finished with Steven Dix. Why you hating on Chuck Mangione, my friend? Why you hating?
I love him.
It feels so good.
It does. What kind of trumpet is that
That's
again?
a flugelhorn.
A flugelhorn. That's a flugelhorn. That's right. I apologize.
2nd and 14. Sims near side, denied. And guess who? Asante Samuel Jr.
Broken up by Asante Samuel Jr.
Glad you're with us here. Joe Tessitore, Greg McElroy, and Katie George now coming to you on ESPN2. Even they have masks on. Third down and 13. How about Jeff Sims in a Georgia Tech uniform looking for this and finding it with Jalen Camp. Big Jalen Camp, who made veteran college football writer Bruce Feldman's beloved annual Freaks list. His bench press, a jaw-dropping 30 reps at 225. A wide receiver with 20-inch biceps.
Absolutely ridiculous. Man coverage, too, working away. How about his quarterback buying a little extra time to allow separation and hitting the big throw?
First down throw to the outside, a wobbler, but still into the arms of Brown. And Amarion Brown, we'll see if he can spark things for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech with more total yards than Florida State, 304 to 211. But the blocked field goals, the costly interceptions, and they're still searching to get on the board.
You got to be encouraged by what you've seen from the quarterback. Made a couple mistakes, continues to bounce back.
2nd and 4. Mason wrapped up after a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards there. It'll be 3rd and short.
If you're Georgia Tech, you got to be thinking 2 downs here. I mean, they went for it on their own side of the 50 at the beginning of the game on 4th and short. So if you get positive yardage here, you got to think you're going to keep your offense on the field to see if you can keep the momentum going.
3rd and 2. And Mason should be able to move the chains there based on that mark. So you got a little pad leverage and that extra half a yard. You know, he's right up in the middle against Marvin Wilson, the first team All ACC, All American player who's really been this fearless and forefront team leader. Griffin gets away from J-Rob and has another first down and says, I need a little more up and over. So here comes Tech now.
Yeah, Tess, multiple players have said, look, families fight, we have disagreements, but we're still a family at the end of the day. Coach Norvell admitted he was wrong, he handled it like a man, and now because of that, we have his back. So ultimately, conflict brought this team closer together, which is a huge point going into the season.
And right now he needs his All-American to be a playmaker. Try to slow down this drive by Tech. Look at Mason getting to the edge and going for that pylon and finding it. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. How about it? "19-yard touchdown run, Jordan Mason.
Man, just beautifully done. They found something on the perimeter. So Mason and Griffin, couple plays in a row, just trying to stretch it to the edge. And this time Mason finding pay dirt after he turned the corner. What a great job by this Georgia Tech offense, finally taking advantage now of the red zone penetration.
And Jude Kelly puts through the extra point. And we got a 3-point game here in Tallahassee. Tech is right back in it, aren't they? Here's Travis J on the return. Good spin to get out to the 30. Now Jordan Travis, redshirt sophomore, is going to get an opportunity here as he's going to run it to the outside and get something extra as he lowers the shoulder. Travis is from West Palm Beach, Florida. Initially was up at Louisville, transferred to Florida State.
He's an extremely athletic guy, too. I mean, he will have a package in every game plan this year because of how much of a difference maker he can be with his legs.
Well, last year, that game he had against Boston College was spectacular, and he did it with his legs as he does it right here against BC last year. Made his debut there. He had a 27-yard touchdown run on his very first play, and then he had a 66-yard touchdown run later in that game, and that was the longest quarterback run in Florida State history. He dialed it up for 66 yards on the ground.
When he was named the starting quarterback, Mike Norvell said, he's basically asked him, all right, coach, anything else? And he said, well, I thought you'd be excited. He goes, yes, sir, I'm excited. I'm going to go practice now. He's just an amazing young man. I'm so hoping that he can get things going with this new offense.
And right now, Travis is in the game at quarterback. But in the backfield is David Curry with a tackle for loss. David Curry, whose father, Buddy Curry, was a linebacker for the Falcons, was the NFC Rookie of the Year back in 1980.
And we already asked the Georgia Tech defensive coordinator Andrew Thacker, say, hey, any chance, you know, given the fact that this is a free year of eligibility, you think Curry might come back for be year 7 senior? He said no, he's gonna be 25 years old, and you know, he's gonna go off and make 6 figures doing something else if he doesn't play in the NFL. So enjoying his last season potentially there in Atlanta.
2nd and 15. Blackman now comes back into the game, but he can't escape. As you saw, Brooks getting to him. Jamin Brooks, the big 300-pound senior from Sandersville, Georgia. This is a young man in Jamin Brooks who coach says, here's what I love about him. Had no offers, had no recruiting profile coming out of high school, found a home, worked hard, and is out there.
Yeah, and now he's wearing a single digit, which is a big deal at Georgia Tech. The big number 0 playing defensive tackle starting in the ACC. It's just a remarkable story of growth and perseverance and taking advantage of the opportunity you've been afforded.
3rd down and 15 now. 3-man rush against Blackman. And he just pops it to Corbin. And Corbin is going to have the 1st down. What a smart play. Off schedule, didn't matter. Blackman, Corbin, Knowles, chain mover.
I love it, too. It's a great job of stepping up. The pocket collapsed a little bit along the left-hand side, but Blackman steps up, keeps his eyes downfield. And when you have man coverage, guess what? Find your running backs, find your tight ends. That's a mismatch against a linebacker. Gets Corbin in the open field and converts on 3rd and long.
8.
I want to take a shot right here if I'm Florida State. I want to throw the ball down the field off play action.
Instead, Corbin is met in the backfield and then has to work his way back to the line. It was Chico Bennett getting in there.
Right now, if you look at Georgia Tech defensively, man, they are not concerned about the downfield throw. Like, their safeties are really close and they are teeing off on the run game.
2nd and 14. Quick strike, and it's incomplete as he was looking for Warren Thompson.
And this has got to be getting a little frustrating for Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator. There have been several examples today where he's had guys running free. He's had wide receivers open, and Blackman is just the tiniest bit late. Look at the separation right here. Thompson's open, but as a result, the ball's late, the ball's held up, and the defender can close the gap of separation because the ball is not thrown on time. They have to increase his process to get the ball out a little faster with more velocity.
3rd and 14. Tamarion Terry is at the bottom of your screen. He's looking the other way. Now he's looking for anything. On 3rd and 14, Blackman cross field and incomplete. Always dangerous, and it'll be 4th down. And it's going to be a 53-yard attempt from Parker Grotehouse. Does have a big leg. He was the kickoff specialist a year ago and had 42 touchbacks out of 60 kickoffs. Power's not a problem, but is he accurate enough? Yes, he is. 53-yarder from Grotehouse. Great job from Parker Grotehouse.
I mean, that ball test off his foot.
Yep.
It might have had like some type of booster on it or something. Like, that ball took off. I mean, my goodness, you could hear it from here.
That's just his natural kicking form.
That's it.
That's how he hits it, and he didn't change a thing.
That's like you hitting like a 6-iron.
Please, you kidding me? Dante Smith from the 6. As he's wrestled down at about the 28. Georgia Tech's only won one time here in Tallahassee back in 2009. Sims sets up the middle screen. And making the most of it that time was Smith, the redshirt freshman from Grayson. Had moments in camp, but of course, hard to find playing time in this backfield. Mason is wildly talented. Griffin is a hard worker. And then they've got the true freshman Jahmyr Gibbs, who they think the sky's the limit with what he could offer eventually.
Yeah, they're about to have a 3-headed monster running back. It's going to be really impressive.
Look at how quickly Florida State was all over that. Amari Gaynor read it every which way. Jalen Camp had no chance, a loss of 5.
See what Amari Gaynor started to pop, Tess. I mean, he is making plays. He's sniffing out things before they happen. He's beating guys with the football. I mean, Gaynor's a guy that we've kind of had circled for a little while now. It was an impressive competition between him and Kalen DeLoach to see who would start at that stud position there in this 4-2-5 defense. And man, he is making the most of this opportunity today.
End of the 3rd quarter. 6-point game. Little bit of life to Georgia Tech in this second half. How would play out? Stick around. Be right back to find out. Florida State, of course, legendary proud program trying to climb back, holding on to a 6-point lead here as we start the fourth quarter with Dante Smith getting out into space.
No doubt here for Georgia Tech. 3rd down and short, about 3 and change. 2 downs to get it. Absolutely have to go for it in this part of the field. You did it earlier. Why would you do it now?
3rd and 3, and the freshman quarterback Sims is going to get it himself. First down, sprint left, Sims to the corner. Great effort that time by Malachi Carter, stretching out on the sideline, and he's got the size to do it. 6'3", 200-pounder.
And this is so easy on the quarterback. It cuts the field in half. You read 2 guys. All right, outside in at 15, got separation. You throw the comeback on time, making it easy on your quarterback. Dave Patinode's done a nice job of that throughout the course of the night.
So it makes for a 1st and 15. They come off the edge again, pick up the pressure. Sims gets it to the edge outside again to Carter. So that has worked out well. Carter driving, creating space, and getting to the corner.
Tell you what, man, we knew that Georgia Tech had good running backs. We knew that. We were a little uncertain about the quarterback. Well, I think we could check that box. Jeff Sims can be a heck of a player. I mean, a couple mistakes today. Hey, live with it. Kid's playing, man. He's throwing dimes right now.
2nd and 4. Flag is down as Sims probes the right side, and for now it's a 1st down. But we will check on the flag.
Offside, defense, number 55, lined up in the neutral zone. The penalty decline. Result of the play is the 1st down.
9 yards for Smith, a 1st down. He's doing it against that interior of the defensive line of Florida State that's got Wilson, Cooper, and Lovett, and all that talent with J-Rob, you see, stalking out there on the edge. But this Tech team is finding themselves in the 2nd half, and they want more, and they get it. Well, what do we have here? Malachi Carter. What a throw by Sims, and a great job by Carter. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead against the Noles.
Just beautiful one-on-one coverage. Underthrown deep ball, almost impossible to defend. You see Jones get a little bit of a push off there from Malachi Carter, but he goes up and makes the catch.
And the extra point isn't a gimme. Blocked again. And the Noles on the return, but taken down. We've been saying it all day. Jude Kelly, the true freshman kicker, who had 2 field goals blocked, had an extra point. Again, that came close, and now here, trying to take the lead, and it's rejected again. Slow ops time, big penetration, and folks, how about this? We are tied because of that. J-Rob does it. Down here in Tallahassee, where the freshman Jude Kelly is trying to explain how it keeps happening. The protection on the left side gave way. The ops time is slow, 1.5. Got to be 1.25 at this level of ball. And now because of that block PAT, we got a tie game as Travis Jay has a fine return. Back to Terry. Blockers in front as he weaves his way past midfield. So Webb gets the 1-yard run to move the chains. Quick game with Tamarion Terry. That is always effective. Even though he comes across as a guy that's a long strider, a downfield threat, he's good in short space as well.
Which is amazing. For a guy of that length that has such long strides and has such an incredible top-end speed, his lateral movement is remarkable. When you see him on those little quick screens right there, and almost you have to double check the number. Is that Helton, the slot receiver that's 5'9", that can really move? I'm telling you, he's got tremendous lateral agility. He's going to pay a lot of dividends down the road in the NFL.
2nd and 2. Webb flanking Blackman, and now he switches to the other side. And here is Webb, and Webb will have the 1st down again for Florida State. And now taken down is Blackman. as he was torn down by Curtis Ryans. They've got a couple key defensive linemen out, but guys like Curtis Ryans stepping up. You got Terry on the bottom of your screen with a stack release on 2nd and 19. He's always a dangerous threat downfield. Blackman swatted. Ball is out. Ball is loose. And look at this. Curry picks it up, and he's pushed out inside the 15. What a big play by David Curry. And the Ramblin Wreck is looking to wreck Florida State here at home.
Well, the starting right tackle goes down, so what do? You come right after his backup. Chaz Neal beat around the edge as you see the swim move and the swat as Curtis Ryans dislodges the football. And just like he always is, David Curry finds it, picks it up, and has Georgia Tech knocking on the door. What a huge strip sack right there by the defensive end.
Strip sack by Curtis Ryans. Georgia Tech's 3rd of the game. And now look at where they are with Griffin in the backfield. And he is taken down. As Sims, is taken down with Lars Woodby.
And an interesting strategy here, Tess, too. Do you even think about putting the field goal kicker, Jude Kelly, back on the field? You got to think it's touchdown or bust here. So 4 downs, I mean, bad things happen when you send a guy out there who doesn't have a lot of confidence.
And not just the true freshman. Their entire protection of him, the operation, everything about it hasn't worked. As Griffin doesn't get much there. Just works his way back to the 12-yard line.
You might not have a choice. Obviously, a 3rd and 10, an incompletion, 4th and 10 perhaps. You might have no choice but to settle for 3, but man, that's why 1st down was so huge right there, to get some positive momentum so you would at least have the option to go for it on 4th down.
Here's 3rd and 11. Line against the 1-yard line, but they want 7. Sims didn't have anything working at all as Lars Woodby was waiting on him. And now here comes Jude Kelly again. Moments ago, he had an extra point blocked that would have taken the lead. Now this, a chance for redemption.
Kenan J-Rob off the right side.
A 32-yarder here in the 4th quarter for the true freshman is good. And does that ever feel just fine for Jude Kelly? Relief. You can breathe, young man, you can breathe. 16-13, Georgia Tech.
So good on that young man for hanging in there and drilling his most recent attempt.
And give credit to the defense that found a pass rush. Curtis Ryans, the strip sack. David Curry, the fumble recovery, and thus the opportunity. Travis J stacked up, and now you take a lead. Special teams coverage unit is fired up. And now Jordan Travis is back in at quarterback, and he can run it. Makes the first would-be tackler miss and is down at the 20. Let's go. Under 8.5 to play. Florida State trailing at home to a pesky Georgia Tech team. Travis tucks it and gets it. Jordan Travis, redshirt sophomore from West Palm Beach. That is exactly what he can do. He can flat out fly.
Just a completely blown play right there. I mean, you have offensive linemen downfield thinking it's screen. No one that's out in the route is actually looking back at the quarterback. They're thinking the ball is being handed off. Just a completely blown play, and that's what a quarterback's legs can do. Even in a blown play, you can make something out of it to give your team a fresh set of downs.
9 yards and a first down. Jordan Travis, whose brother played baseball here at Florida State, spent some time with the Blue Jays. Try to get a lead block for him this time, and he catches a seam, and he's got another 9-yard run. So this package is working out well for Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator for the Noles. Back to action here, first down midfield. Corbin in the backfield. Webb, and here is Webb as he does a good job of just backing into it and gaining extra yardage. LaDamian Webb with an 8-yard run for the Noles. Under 6 minutes to play.
I'm still surprised they haven't tried to commit to this a little bit more. If you look back at Memphis, yes, Brady White, their quarterback, for Mike Norvell, he set records. I mean, unbelievable aerial attack, but they really made their hay on the ground with a great run game. They haven't been as committed to it today with the talented stable of backs.
Quickly, they get it to Wilson, and Wilson will have another first down for the Noles. So Georgia Tech gets the big defensive play, gets the clutch field goal to take the lead from Jude Kelly, the true freshman. And now this is the response drive from Florida State. Blackman with time, wants every bit of it. And overthrows the intended target as he was looking for Wilson.
Second down.
Florida State, again, it could be a potential 4-down territory. Your defense has not played great here in the second half, or really throughout any point of the game. Georgia Tech almost 430 yards of offense. You might be thinking, hey man, we got 3 downs to get it here in the plus side of the 50-yard line.
They showed jet motion. Blackman trying to set up the screen, but they trailed with it, and then finally he dumps it off to Corbin. And the pursuit was there right away. Quez Jackson and others from that Tech defense.
Third down.
So now it is third down, 3rd and 8 for Florida State.
A big situation right here. You just have to look at your best players. You have to. And your best option at wide receiver, if he gets a one-on-one, you absolutely have to look in the direction of Tamorion Terry. I just would be shocked if Georgia Tech allowed that one-on-one to occur, but it's looking like it might with zone coverage at the top.
He's up against Sims. Does Blackman have him there? Wrapped up, and Sims makes the tackle. So that's the direction they go, but it'll leave them with a 3rd down and about 3.
And I would go
4th down and 3, excuse me.
I would go with a spread formation again. Last couple times that Georgia Tech's seen this down and distance, they played very, very soft. Find the softest target and see if you can get it right in front of the sticks.
Here it is. 4th and 8. Gotta have it. Blackman trying to weave his way there. Ball is out again. Fumbles at the end of the desperation play, and Brooks recovers it. Ryans had the strip again, and Georgia Tech is going to be in prime position to potentially close things out.
You're going to look at Blackman. His eyes are right down the middle. He's thinking he's going to be able to work it to the right and find Terry. However, if you look at Georgia Tech's structure defensively, they had a safety that was way over the top. They were doubling Tamorion Terry. They said, we're not going to let number 5 beat us. As a result, Blackman got fooled by the pre-snap coverage, tried to make something happen. And as he got across the line of scrimmage, tried to make a guy miss, but the retreat and pursuit from this Yellow Jacket defense brings him down. Huge stop and a great job defensively there by defensive coordinator Andrew Thacker, fooling the quarterback with the coverage look and the pre-snap.
Now the true freshman quarterback back out there with Mason, and you know Mason's going to get fed, and here he goes. Jordan Mason, just what they want. And look at how fired up he is. You know, when we spoke to him the other day, I said, what do you know about this team? He said, I know we aren't 15th in the ACC. Remember, preseason poll, they were down there in the basement. The media said this team's not going to be what anybody thinks they're going to be. There's no hope. Chip on the shoulder, Georgia Tech. Mason looking to deliver here and close things out.
It's really been impressive. I mean, they've made mistakes. They've hung in there. They haven't gotten dejected. They just keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and here they are with the ball trying to put this game on ice.
Here's Mason again. Mason Pass midfield. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. And if Tech holds on, what a boost with this young quarterback they're going to feel. And good surge into the backfield by Leonard Warner. So third and final timeout exhausted by the Noles. 2:57 to play. I just love hearing a band at a college football game. It's been tough with some of these pin drop atmospheres. This feels a little different here today, doesn't it? Feels like you're back home in that nice leather chair you have on a Saturday afternoon, watching a good one. As Sims just tries to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And now with no timeouts remaining and the clock counting down for Florida State, Georgia Tech will use every sweet second they can.
I think an interesting dilemma here if you're Florida State. You've blocked 3 kicks, but they've all been field goals.
Yes.
And the risk, I think, like we said, cost-benefit analysis, the risk of trying to come after this kick and potentially get a hand on it is not worth it. I'd play coverage, not try to get too aggressive with the block.
Harvin's got a heck of a leg. And Jay back at the 19-yard line looking for the return. And he calls for the fair catch, and he secures it at about the 17-yard line. So there's going to be a $1:51 on the clock. Florida State trailing by 3. And remember, Parker Grotehouse, their kicker, hit a 53-yarder earlier.
So if history is any indicator, you have to get to the plus 35. Now, if I'm James Blackman and I'm this offensive staff, whether it's Kenny Dillingham or Mike Norvell, I got to get the drive started. We got to have positive momentum on the 1st and 10 play. So a quick completion or maybe a handoff just to get things going for this offense with their backed up.
Blackman with plenty of time. Blackman downfield and well overthrown as Warren Thompson was trying to stay with it.
I've never agreed with that mindset, taking a shot on 1st and 10. No, I believe in momentum. I think momentum at the college level is the most important aspect of a 2-minute drive. Once you get that defense on their heels a little bit, then you have a chance once you cross the 50 to potentially take a shot. But they have to now get this back to a manageable 3rd down situation. Obvious 4-down territory, so you got plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to get the 1st down, but you got to get the drive started here.
4-man rush. Blackman looking for anything. He goes to Corbin, and Corbin is upended, but not before he gets to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and a long 2 from there.
All right, first thing is be mindful of the sticks right here. 3rd and 2, 1st and 10 is the most important thing. Don't worry about getting a chunk. Just get you a fresh set of downs.
Quick to snap. Blackman, 3rd and 2 to move the chains. Near side, incomplete. Crowd wanted a flag. They thought Walton was wrapped up early. Walton came in defensively for Tech, and it leaves him with a 4th and 2.
It was close. It was bang, bang. I like the no call personally. With how it worked out, I just disagree with the line right here, but game on the line, got to have it.
Here we go, 4th and 2. Florida State to stay alive. Blew a 10-point lead. Now they need a little magic. They got pressure. They pick it up. Blackman to the outside and low for Terry. Incomplete. The defense of Tech does it. Chico Bennett was coming in. You got to go back to 76 for Florida State, losing 4 consecutive openers. And that was Bobby Bowden's first season as head coach here. And did you ever think when it was 10-zip you would see surrender Cobras? Did you ever think that the garnet and gold would be in this position against a beat-up Georgia Tech team with a true freshman quarterback finding themselves in victory kneel down formation. An incredible way to pull it off. Having faith in the true freshman kicker to give you the go-ahead in the fourth quarter after he had 3 kicks blocked.
Just unbelievable resilience. I mean, hanging in there, finding a way, coming together in the second half to force a couple mistakes and taking full advantage of those mistakes. Just what an effort from Georgia Tech. Geoff Collins has to be so incredibly proud of what he's seen from his team tonight.
Geoff Collins, his second year as the head coach. They are celebrating with a road win to open the season. He said, PTBD, that's what we're all about. Just put the ball down. Doesn't matter where we play, who we play. Let's just put that ball down and let's play. Did they ever commit to that in this fourth quarter? Every which way. The defense with turnovers. The offense putting them into position. The young kicker coming up clutch. And Georgia Tech with their first true season opening road win since 2007. They come to Tallahassee and they upset the Noles. For Katie George, Greg McElroy, and our entire crew, I'm Joe Tessitore. Enjoy the rest of your night. Here's Kevin Connors.